Genesis chapter 16. Now Sarai, Abraham's wife, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarai sent it to Abraham, Behold, now the Lord hath restrained from me bearing. I pray thee, go into my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abraham hearkened to the voice of Sarai. And Sarai, Abraham's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abraham had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abraham to be his wife. And he went in into Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. And Sarai said to Abraham, My wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into my bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judged between me and thee. But Abraham said unto Sarai, Behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleased thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way to Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou? And whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Return to thy mistress, and submit thyself under her hands. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy sin exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Beyond thou art with child, and shall bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard your affliction. And he will be a wild man, his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her, Though God sees me. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeth me? Wherefore the well was called Beer-lahai-roi. Beyond it is between Kadesh and Bered. And Hagar bare Abraham a son, and Abraham called his son's name which Hagar bare Ishmael. And Abraham was 86 years old when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abraham. That is the end of Genesis chapter 17. After Sarai realizes that she is growing old and still no children for Abraham, she advises Abraham to take his maid, to sleep with his maid and see whether she will conceive. After she sleeps with him, she conceives, and the maid starts despising, like disrespecting Sarai. Now Sarai starts regretting why she has given up his husband to sleep with another woman. And Abraham, when Abraham advises Sarai to do with her maid whatever she wishes, but Sarai goes hand on her maid. The maid flees. On the way, she meets with the Lord. The Lord tells her that she's having a son, and she's going to have a great son, that is Ishmael, who will be great in the world. Later she goes back and then gets a son with Abraham. That is not the first son, that is Ishmael. And that is not the end.